and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and today is the Just Your Imagination Challenge. And our hosts are Kathy with Kathy Joe DIYs and Brenda from Rustic and Lays. And our co-host today is Nikki. She did an amazing job last month on her fairy garden. If you have not seen it, I suggest you go watch it. Our challenge items this month were felt, poster board, and one of those metal napkin holders from Dollar Tree. My craft is really horrible. I don't even know why I'm going to show it, but I guess to show you guys that we can't even do everything right. What I had pictured in my mind was a lot better than when it came out, because it's pretty ugly. I did get all three items into one, but the execution just came out all wrong, and it didn't turn out right at all. But the first two projects have nothing to do with the Just Your Imagination. I threw them in there. I made something for one of my nieces who's a music teacher, and I made a sign for a friend of mine's daughter. And then the third crafts is Just Your Imagination Challenge, and again, it was a hot mess. I'm gonna throw it in there anyways, but I'm gonna dismantle it. It came out really, really bad. It's almost hilarious. It came out so bad. The idea was great, I thought. I think the idea is great. I just couldn't execute it. But anyways, I probably look horrible. I just got back from vacation. I just drove all day yesterday. I was on the road all day yesterday. And if I don't see another orange cone, that'll be the last time, because I swear all of Ohio and America is nothing but construction zone. I never want to be in my car. Like, I don't think I'm going to leave this house all week for the weekend, and at least until I have to go back to work. So I'm a little exhausted from driving and that, but it was a good vacation. I had a blast. I'm glad we went, but and I'm glad to be back. Glad to have my own bed. Missed my bed. Missed my fur children. Missed my my dogs. But anyways, with that, I'll let you get on with the video, and you can laugh your butts off about the Just Your Imagination Challenge and the hot mess that I made of it, because it really is one heck of a hot mess. So with that, we'll just get on with that, and I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and in the description box below will be the total playlist for the Just Your Imagination. Please, please, please watch them and give them a thumbs up too, to help their channels grow as well. So with that, yep, that's it. Bye. JOI number 1. Okay, we're going to start out with two of those smaller rings from Dollar Tree. Now, I saw this on Pinterest, and I just did this on a smaller scale. But, what we're going to do first is that I'm going to take that jute, and I'm just going to wrap it around the, one of the rings, the ring on the outside of those two. And what I do to one, I do to the other. I'm not sure if I show me doing both. I think I only show me doing one. But there is a point to this. We're just going to wrap that around. It took me a minute to figure this one out, because I ended up getting the jute all tangled up. But if you do smaller portions of it, like do each like little sections of the ring, it works better. But you're just going to wrap that all the way around the outside of that ring. And once you get it wrapped, this is what it looks like. And there is a point to that. There is a reason for that. After we get those, we're going to kind of flip it upside down so that taller end's on top, I think, or on the bottom. And then we're going to stick on that middle, the little ring in the middle, we're going to stick all of those clothespins, and we're going to do that all the way around the ring, and we're going to do one, and we're going to do the other. And I left out footage, but the reason for the jute is so I can use hot glue to stick down the clothespins, because hot glue and metal don't work, so the jute helps with that. So I can stick those pins down, if that makes any sense. But once I get all those hot glued down, I'm going to paint them white. And I only paint the top of them. I don't fully paint the whole clothespin. But once I get it painted, I'm going to take my black from Apple Barrel, and I totally screwed up this first one. There's a pattern I want to do, and I'm just painting the top portion of those clothespins. It was supposed to be 3, skip 1, paint 2, skip 1, paint 3, skip 1, and I totally screwed it up. But here, see, I screwed up, and this is where I realized, watch, I pause. Yep, screwed up. I was supposed to paint the 1 and then skip, but I just go with it. So I'm going to paint 2 and then just kind of go all the way around in a pattern like that, where I do 2, skip, 3, skip, and I'm only doing the top portion of the clothespin. We're going to make it look like a piano, if you haven't figured that out yet. But this is what it looks like. And of course the second one looks just like that, except for the screw up I made on it. And then these little notes, they're a little big. I should have paid more attention to the size on Amazon, but we're going to paint those all black. Once I get those painted black, I'm going to take the words Miss Conway, which is my niece, and I'm going to paint those in black, and then I'm going to paint this little sign I got from Dollar Tree in white. Once I get that painted in white, I found this little strip of music notes. I thought it'd be cute to Mod Podge that on there. So I just Mod Podged that on there, and I think I left out some of the footage of that, but you guys all know how to Mod Podge, I hope. Once I get that finished, I'm just going to take wood glue, and I'm going to wood glue the music notes down, and I'm going to wood glue the Miss Conway sign down as well. I said hot glue, didn't I? I meant wood glue. Sometimes you just need to watch what I do and not listen to what I say. But, again, what I do to one, I do to the other as well. So, we'll get those tacked down. And I guess I needed you to show you guys how to glue, because I left all that in. I sometimes leave the things in that don't need to be left in, and I accidentally cut out the things that I should. So, still working on the whole editing thing. I've only started my channel this year. It's a work in progress. But I just find the points where the notes are laying on top of the clothespins and tack it down. And then once I get those tacked down, I'll take the little sign and I'll put that on top of the music notes. I know I do it eventually. Yep. And then I'm just going to take the wood glue and tack that down as well. Just like I did the music notes. And that's what it looks like when it's all finished. That was a very easy and fast project. It took me no time to do it. But I'm going to give that to her, and I hope she likes it. DIY number 2. We're going to take a wood round from Dollar Tree, and we're going to paint it white. And while it is still wet, I'm going to take my pink, I think it's pink parfait, and use that and spread that around. Again, the white is still wet. I kind of want to blend it together. And at first, I put a little too much pink on there, so you'll see me dip into the white, and I just kind of do that back and forth between the pink and the white until I get the desired look that I'm looking for. And once that's done, I do dry that afterwards. I just take my blow dryer and dry that up. And we continue to brush and blend, brush and blend. Okay. Once I get that and dry, I take this, which is really weird because it says bright pink, which is actually darker than the pink parfait, so I don't understand why that's called a bright pink when it's obviously a darker pink, but I'm not the one who names the colors, so. But I'm going to dry brush that all the way around the edges of the wood round. Kind of giving it a little bit more dimension, and I don't know, I just thought it would look good. Kind of have the lighter color in the middle and a little bit of a darker edge to it. And I do this all the way around the edging until I get it the way I like it. And I go in a little bit, but not much. And then once I get that done, I do dry that. And then I take the word Addie, and I'm going to paint that just in white. Very easy peasy. And once I get that done, I found this ribbon on sale at Hobby Lobby, and I love it. I love this ribbon. I love that little ombre look. And I have watched Kathy Jo bows a million times, and I'm sorry, Kathy, but I am just bow illiterate. I can't make a bow to save my life, even though I watched you in slow motion, and I still can't figure it out. So I did it this way. It still worked. I'd rather had had one of your bows, but it worked. I wanted 2 bows, so I just kind of wrapped it till I had 2 loops on each end, and I'm just gonna floof that out a little bit until I get it the way I like it. I do trim off some of that end right there that sticks out, but I play with that for a little bit and get that straightened out the way I like it, and I make it look a little better than that. Don't worry, it's not the end product. And then I take another piece of that ribbon and I just kind of crisscross it like that, and I'm just going to glue it for a tail. If you watch Kathy Jo's bows, you don't have to do that part. She actually already has the tail on there, and her bows are gorgeous. She doesn't think she makes good bows, but she does. Don't listen to what she says. But anyways, I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to ducktail it. And I cut out some of the footage. I actually didn't have the video on when I thought I did. But I'm going to take the wood glue and glue down her letters, and I hot glued down the bow, and I found a little trinket that I think I got off Amazon, and I stuck that in the middle of the bow. And of course I re-add the hanger that originally came on it. And once I get all that tacked down, that is it for this project. I think it turned out cute. I already gave it to her, and she absolutely loved it. She already hung it on her door. I think it turned out adorable as well. I'm actually kind of proud of it as well. So, but the most important part is that Addie liked it, and that's who I made it for, and I'm glad she liked it. So once I get that all tacked down, after I show you every bit of this, I guess, I try to center those letters the best I could. And as you can see, I did ducktail the tails of that bow, and the bow does look better than what I originally showed you in the beginning. I did kind of fix it and floof it up a little better. But that's it. It was really easy peasy. Again, this was an easy peasy project. I did enjoy doing it, and I'm glad Addie loved it, and that is it. And then that puts us on to DIY number 3. This is the hot mess DIY that killed me to do. This is the Just Your Imagination challenge, and you see we got the bright yellow, we got our jack-o'-lantern orange, and we got, I was going to use that white, but I decided to use this kind of white. Same white, just different brand. And I'm going to kind of do an ombre look. It's going to end up looking like candy corn. Now, I think this turned out great. This turned out perfect. I love this part. I'm just kind of sad that I covered it up and jacked it up, because this part come out pretty. But again, like I did with the wood round, I kind of go back and forth with the white, the orange, and the yellow until I get the desired look I'm looking for. Sometimes you gotta add, sometimes you gotta, add a little bit more color here and blend it in a little bit more there, and blah 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 blah. But you eventually get it, and I use that bigger brush. I think that helped blend it in a little better. It kind of gave me a better look. I lost some of the yellow at the bottom, so you'll see me add more, and I think I add more white at the top, because you see I blended it in wrong. The thing great about this is that you can always add to it and fix what you don't like, which I do. Sometimes it's best to get a fresh brush too every once in a while, or clean off the brush and go back over it again. But again, like I said, I go back and forth between the white and orange and yellow. I think mostly just the white and yellow, because I think the orange turned out pretty good. But I lost some of that yellow, so I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to it here in a little bit. But like I said, this came out great. This wasn't the hard part about the project. This is actually the pretty part of the project. The rest of the project, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. It came out horrible. In my mind, it looked great. It was awesome in my mind. The execution just failed. It came out so bad. Now in the video, I actually have to admit it doesn't look too bad in the video, but if you'd seen it close up, wow. Wow. Like, I made mistake after mistake. I'm like, I should have done it this way, I shouldn't have done it that way. I am definitely going to dismantle it, and I think I'm going to go with the same concept, but just a different way. I think I figured out a better way of doing it, but poster board is one of the items we're going to use, and I just traced out the word fall. I had these wooden letters that I used, and I just cut them out. And here's all of my letters all cut out. And then I cut out a bunch of strips of the poster board. And this is fail wrong 1,000,001, we'll call it that. Alright, now I'm cutting the strips down. Like, I made them, when I cut them originally, I just cut them in all different lengths, because I eventually was going to cut them down anyways. And I cut this one down and I kind of bent it. My goal was only to give it like an inch or maybe 1.5 inches in height. So I think I cut it like 2.5 inches or 1.5 inches. I don't remember what I did. But here's fail number 1. Let me tell you what I did. First of all, yes, bending it is the correct thing to do, and tack it down with tacky glue. However, I tacked it on the top. I should have stuck it on the bottom instead of doing it the way I did, because my lines came out stupid. Is the best way I can word it. Now, see, this is what I was going for, a box letter. Okay, and this is what I did with them all. And I kind of Mod Podged this together when I was editing, so yes, it's going to go in and out, because this thing turned out crappy. But basically, all I did was what you saw in the beginning. I cut it, I bent it to fit the letters. Yeah, look at me, I'm like, oh, this looks stupid. I'm already like, this is retarded. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll take gold and I'll just paint it all gold. It was already gold on the outside. And I'm like, this still looks stupid. So then I thought, okay, well, let's do this. Failed number 2. Taking masking tape and trying to fix the lines. Because the lines where I stuck the cardboard on top when I should have stuck it on the bottom, when I bent it, totally screwed up everything. So I tried this. I thought, well, I'll put this on here and then I'll paint it gold. Yeah, don't do that. It turned out even worse. Plus, the paint wouldn't stick. I don't know why. It was a hot mess. Let me tell you, one heck of a hot mess. Look at this. Isn't that horrible? Oh, ugly. Ugh. I'm having nightmares. Okay, and then I tried to paint it gold again. Okay. All right, fine. Okay, so far so good. Well, not really, but I'm trying to salvage this project as we're going along. So next part of this project is the felt, and I have 4 different colors of felt. So I take my letters and trace them. I trace them on the felt and I cut them out. Not a big problem. This is not the issue. That turned out okay. Still trying to salvage this project. Still my plan on doing this. I was still planning on doing this, but I'm still going with it. I'm still trying to figure this out as I go along. I'm like, I can fix this. We'll just keep going, and eventually this will come out. It still doesn't come out, just FYI. Just to let you know. It gets worse. It gets worse. So I cut these out, all the felt, to match the letters. And I copy all the letters. Actually, you can see the F in one of the corners. And I'm going to take my tacky glue, and I'm going to put glue all in the middle of these letters. I'm trying to, if you can't tell, I mean, obviously, I'm trying to make these 3D letters. And then I'm sticking the felt inside the cardboard. And, I mean, from this distance, it doesn't look bad. Like, I'll admit, it doesn't look bad. Up close, yeah, it is a hot mess. And it is hilarious to look at. Because it's just one fail after another. And I tried so hard to fix it. I tried everything, and it just... Anyways. Well, once I get all the felt and the letters, as you can see there in the corner, I'm like, okay, we're still going to do this. We're still going to go on. I take the next item, which is the metal napkin holder. Okay? Alright, well then I take a marker and I mark little dots on either side of the back end of my napkin holder. And then I'm going to take, well, I got to darken those up a little bit because I'm blind. And then I'm going to take my little hand drill that I got off the Amazon, and we're going to drill the holes. Okay? And then I take jute and I string the holes through the hole. And through the, and through the napkin ring. Or napkin holder. Whatever. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just finishing pulling those through and pulling those as tight as I can. And then I'm going to flip it. And you're going to kind of lose view here in a minute. But all I'm doing is double knotting it. I'm pulling it as tight as I can. And I'm going to double knot it. I'm trying to keep it in view, but I don't have a very big workspace. My room is huge, but my desk is not that big. But I love my desk, so I'm not changing it. Even though it is a little small. But anyways, moving on. Only because my mom bought it for me and she passed away and I'm keeping the desk. Anyways, that's besides the point. Okay, I double knotted it. And then I'm going to take a ton of hot glue. And we're going to pile that hot glue all over that knot. And then we're going to take the masking tape. And we're going to put the masking tape over the glue. And then I'm going to cut off that extra jute here in a minute. Because we don't need that. So, after I did that, and, okay, now the napkin hoarding is held to this. Now there's two things I had done with this. I did add another hanger to it, but you can also stand it up too, just FYI. Okay, I just took hot glue, and all I did was hot glue those letters down. I didn't think you guys needed to see that. I cut that out. So, I'm going to take this moss, and I'm going to put the moss at the bottom of every letter. All the way across. The A, the L's, all the way across. Just like that. Just like you see me doing on the F. And I cut a lot of that footage out too, because I didn't think you needed to see all that. But they're me finishing up the L. Okay? See, my thought was great. I mean, just the execution failed. I think this is a great idea. Well, then I got these little trinkets off of Amazon. They're cute. I thought they were very cute. And all I'm going to do is hot glue them down. Okay? Again, the thought, very cute. Execution, very, very wrong. This is so ugly. Like, it's really hard to tell on the video how ugly it is unless you actually see it in person. Just trust me. So, after that, I put foam in, and then I'm going to take a lot of these flowers and stuff that I got from Dollar Tree. I think every piece of that came from Dollar Tree, all those flowers. And I'm just going to fill the heck out of that foam. It is going to be completely full. And the areas that I couldn't really fill was the really bottom part because it wouldn't have sat up or hung right if I had done it. So I ended up just filling that bottom part up with moss. Yeah, my little boo and the thumbs down. Yeah, no, this is ugly. So, but this is it for this project. Let me know in the description box what you thought about all the projects down below. I really love hearing from you. Here's the final reveal, and I actually forgot to record every little piece of it, so I just took a picture of them all and stuck them all together because this project was a hot mess, and it was a hot mess to edit. But thank you for stopping by, and please like and subscribe.